My foster dog showed me how healing trauma can happen in the most unexpected ways. Hi, I'm Emily Cady, and my mission is to support and uplift those who are overwhelmed and exhausted by the weight of others' expectations. In this series, I like to go through weekly my own life lessons that I'm learning through my spiritual awakening and to help guide you on your spiritual path. Today, I want to share a deeply personal and transformative experience with my foster dog Daisy and what she has taught me about trauma and emotional transfer. Daisy, my foster dog, I opened my home up to her back in May, thinking I was only going to have her for a week. Lo and behold, there's different plans here. Now we are in August and she is still with us. Because Daisy was supposed to only be a foster for a week, my goal was just to make her comfortable, help her get her nervous system back in order, let her know that she is okay, she's going to be taken care of, and she just to find her equilibrium essentially is what my initial goal was for her. I could see that there was some serious trauma that she was dealing with. What happens is dogs and cats are very empathic. They feel our emotions. They take on our emotions as if they're their own. Daisy came from a very chaotic situation. She was in a family of 10. And this family had young kids from baby to I don't know how old. But they were saying that she was always trying to leave the house. She was trying to escape. She was on anti-anxiety meds when she first came to me. I've never put her on an anti-anxiety med. She's never needed one. But the problem was she was picking up the energy and the chaos of the house, and she didn't know how to assimilate all that excess energy. So she was trying to escape. She was trying to release that extra energy. When she came to my house, she was very calm. She was very easygoing, very mellow. She was borderline hidden depression because she had been with this family for 6 years. And now she's with us. She doesn't know who we are, and she's unsure why her family got rid of her. Her family was going to euthanize her because they didn't want her anymore. And Daisy is a very special, sweet, sweet soul of a dog. And she has so much to offer. It just pains me that she wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for my boyfriend and I taking her in. Daisy came into our lives, now I know, to teach us a lot of lessons and to help us overcome trauma, our own trauma as well as hers. You see, dogs are from the angelic realm and they come into this world to help us. They have lessons for us. We crossed paths with Daisy for a specific reason. And I know what that reason is. Learning how to overcome trauma. Pets hold on to our trauma. And if we are laden with trauma, our pets are going to be laden with trauma. Just like our own family, our own generational family trauma that is passed down, it passes down into our own animals as well. So Daisy came in and she was very calm and mellow, but she still had trauma. And her trauma, when she was calm and mellow, because one, she was unsure where she was facing depression, as well as my house is really calm. Very centered. So she was able to decompress in this house and find her equilibrium. However, that trauma was still showing up. When somebody would walk by our house with a dog, she would charge the window barking like crazy. When we would go for walks, she'd be perfect until those moments that she would see a large dog. I think she may have been attacked by a large dog. She would see a large dog and she would get dog aggressive and pull and like go into full on fight mode, wanting to fight this dog. And it's every ounce of energy we had to hold her back. My trauma was not wanting to bond with her because she was supposed to be a temporary foster, not a long-term foster. I have grief issues and I'm still grieving 2 dogs that I just lost within the last one 2.5 years ago and the other one about 8-9 months ago. And I didn't want to really bond with another dog yet I just wasn't prepared. My heart wasn't ready to be that vulnerable, especially if she's being adopted out and facing that loss, that sense of separation. I wasn't ready for. Because I wasn't ready for that, I knew her training was not going to get better if I wasn't willing to get vulnerable with her. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I had to drop my guard and be real with her. I had a guard up and she could feel it. She could feel that guard. And so her dog aggression was getting amplified. It was intensifying because she knew that I wasn't connecting to her. So I did some work with Archangel Raphael and I asked him for guidance on this because she truly is an amazing dog. She's well trained. She just has dog aggression. So I went into meditation and it took me a few weeks, but finally this last week I got it. And in my meditation, Archangel Raphael was showing me this guard I have and that this guard is preventing her from healing. And that I have to let my own guard down and I have to get vulnerable with myself in my own grief to be able to really help this dog out, whether I choose to keep her or adopt her out. Either way, her best chances of surviving is if I'm willing to get vulnerable with her and myself. This is a huge lesson for me this last week, and it's not an easy one, but it's one that is so important. The lesson being, what are we resisting is only causing more resistance. I was resisting bonding with Daisy, and it was causing her to get more aggressive with dogs. She was not feeling confident because she didn't feel like she was needed or wanted. She had to release that energy of not feeling comfortable, that trauma that has been imprinted in her for 6 years is imprinted. And it 100% can be reversed. In dogs, I think it's like 70 or 80% of dogs that have been emotionally or physically abused can actually completely heal and reverse that trauma. Daisy, I know, is one of those dogs. She has a huge heart and she has not been abused to a level that is irreversible. But having me, as well as my boyfriend, drop our guards and invest in her is going to give her the chance to have the rest of her life as a beautiful, healthy one. So we became the leader that she needed us to be. We dropped our guards. I went into meditation and I asked Archangel Raphael, how can I do this? I need your help. Archangel Raphael is the god of healing. I needed him to help me heal my trauma, my own grief, so I can be 100% present for Daisy. And in doing that, I'm becoming 100% present for myself. In this deep meditation, and this is meditations over the last few weeks, the one that was pivotal for me was this last week. And then this last week, he showed me how I often operate in the way that I was programmed. And this is to no one's fault. This is society. I am programmed to operate in toxic masculinity. That is trying to force things. It's trying to go against the grain. It's exhausting. There is no grace involved. There's no fluidity. It's forcing. That's how I was starting to train Daisy. I was just trying to force her to refocus her. I was trying to force her by tightening up on her collar. I was trying to force her to behave how I wanted her to behave. This is not just in this one area of my life, but this is the example I'm sharing today that Archangel Raphael was brought to my attention. It's other areas of my life. I have always been an overachiever, somebody that is trying to force the results to prove my worth. So now I know, okay, I can't be operating in this toxic masculine way. It's not working for me. It's exhausting. I'm overwhelmed. I'm I'm tired. I'm burnt out. It's not working for Daisy. She's resisting. She's starting to act out more. How can we make this work? Then Archangel Raphael showed me the beautiful dance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And he showed me the yin yang sign. And he's like, this is how you make this work. You work in the divine masculine where there's strength, courage, leadership, structure, and focus. Yet you equally work in the divine feminine where it's vulnerable. There's nurturing, intuition, fluidity, and compassion. As these two energies merge and mingle together, you will get this beautiful dance and this fluidity, and your life will become easier and Daisy will start to respond to it. And he's like, try it. Your next walk, tap into the divine feminine, tap into the divine masculine, and as you're walking, you feel the strength and the courage. At the same time, you feel your intuition and your nurturing and vulnerability merge together. And your energy is feeding through the leash down to Daisy. If it's not with Daisy, it's out in the world. Your energy is going out as this beautiful fluid energy that is completely balanced and in harmony, and it's going out with whatever endeavor you are working on. It's not just for me, this is for you. So he asked me to do it, and I did. We took Daisy out for a walk, and I just started to embody the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and I just kind of would allow that energy to just flow through me and feel it. In those moments that I felt a little vulnerable because I saw a dog, then maybe I leaned a little bit more into the courage and the leadership. And then as the leadership and courage came in, then I would flow more into the fluidity and just allow compassion to go through, to allow Daisy to know I'm here for her, and I know she's uncomfortable in this moment, but there's love here for her. And then again, I would go back into strength. I have the strength. I have it under control, and just have this little energy flowing between us. It's like this talk or this dance that we're having, and just adding the divine feminine on top of the divine masculine, or vice versa, in those moments of just allowing it to flow and allowing ease to come to me as well as Daisy. She's not pulling when she sees another dog. She's calm. She's confident. She's just walking. She's following my lead. She may look at the other dog. She may have a little intrigue to want to go back to her old ways, but I'm not allowing her. In those moments, I'm saying, no, I got this under control, Daisy. You don't have to do this. And at the same time, loving on her and giving her nurturing energy to help dissolve those points of trauma that have been imprinted on her. Daisy is mirroring my energy. Not only does Daisy mirror my energy, the world mirrors my energy. This goes for all of us. Whatever energy we're putting out there, we're getting right back at us. So where are you operating in trauma? That the resistance is only causing more chaos, more upset to you. In those areas, I invite you to tap into the divine feminine and the divine masculine and take a moment, pause, and ask yourself, how do I navigate this situation differently this time? And give yourself permission to do it. It's not easy, but if you give yourself permission to just try it differently once, see the results and see what comes of it. Beautiful things can be birthed in those moments that we're willing to be vulnerable and try something new. And go away from what we've always done, what we've always known. Step away from that old programming. If you can assess and say, this old programming has only caused me more frustration, more headache, more heartache, whatever it may be, and go, okay, let's just try it this time. Let's try, maybe instead of reacting, let's step back, take a deep breath, and see how can we respond in a very healthy and balanced way. What would the divine masculine energy look like? How would it step in? And what would the divine feminine energy look like in this situation? Maybe the divine masculine is having courage to get out there and try something different, making the decision to try it a different way. And the divine feminine energy comes in and is loving and compassionate and saying, you can do it. Trust yourself. It's that self-talk. You got this. Don't give up. And then again, maybe the divine masculine has to come in, step in again and say, give you that strength to take that next step. And the divine feminine steps in and goes, here's your intuition. Let me guide you. You got it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I hope that this story between Daisy and I is something that you can relate to and see how you can change things for yourself. And by doing that, there's a ripple effect that doesn't impact just you, it impacts other people around you. If this video was helpful for you, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and like this video if you found it helpful. I really appreciate it.